God says, "My beloved child, lean in closely and let every other sound fade away." Because at this very instant a curtain in the unseen world is moving for you. A story that began long before you were born has been circling your name, waiting for the right second to be revealed. Right now is that second. Stay with me, don't let your eyes wander, because this is the exact heartbeat where your destiny is being whispered from a wealthy man's trembling lips into your name. You've been walking your days thinking you are ordinary, but there is a file, a signature, a sealed envelope, and it carries your name written in a hand you do not recognize yet. You are unaware that someone with unimaginable resources has been carrying your photograph, your details, and your story in the quiet chambers of his heart. For years he has been moved to tears every time he reads about you, and now the transfer of power he holds is being prepared in heaven's timing to fall into your hands. Listen carefully, because this moment is not a story from a novel, it is the unfolding of a divine plot. Somewhere in an office with golden-trimmed walls, a man sits at a desk larger than your entire living room. Documents of power, keys to kingdoms, passwords to vaults, and signatures that change lives rest before him. He has been watching you from afar, not with eyes of suspicion but with eyes of compassion. And because you are unaware of his existence, he has been waiting for the sign to act. That sign is here. As he lifts his pen, heaven itself leans closer. The power of attorney that could shape the next decades of your life is moving from his control to yours. You have felt for months as if something larger than yourself was circling you. Those unexplained dreams, those sudden inner urgencies, the way you stumbled on this message at this precise second, none of it is random. In the unseen, signatures are exchanged and destinies are shifted without a sound. This wealthy man has asked for no applause. He does not seek to parade his gift. He has hidden behind shadows, but heaven has refused to hide his intention from you any longer. That is why, as you listen now, a sense of electricity is running through your soul. That is why tears may be forming in your eyes even before you understand the full story. Because your spirit already knows that the ink on that document carries your name, and your life is about to feel the weight of a long-kept promise. Stay with me. In the days of old, when a king would hand over authority, he would do so by pressing his seal into wax. The recipient would feel the weight of the seal before he could spend the power it represented. In the same way, what you feel right now, the goosebumps, the thundering in your chest, is the weight of the seal being pressed into your destiny. The power of attorney is not only a legal instrument, it is also a prophetic symbol. It means, I trust you to act in my name. It means, I transfer my rights to you. And that is precisely what is unfolding as you breathe in these words. Maybe you are thinking, but I am not qualified. I am not from a powerful family. I am not even sure why I'm hearing this. That is exactly why heaven is choosing you. This wealthy man could have chosen anyone in the world, but his eyes have been guided to your story. And beyond him, God Himself is weaving this, showing you that no barrier of bloodline or background can stop a destiny that was written before the foundations of the world. You are not listening to a random video, you are standing under a waterfall of divine timing. Each drop is an event lining up, and at the end of this stream lies a signature that makes you the legal extension of another man's authority. Picture it. A mahogany desk. A window that opens to a city skyline. On that desk sits a folder, thick and heavy. Across the top, embossed in gold, is a name that looks eerily like yours. Inside are deeds to properties, access to accounts, rights to decisions that affect entire communities. The wealthy man looks at the folder and then looks at a photograph of you. He whispers your name, and in his eyes glistens a tear he will never let the world see. Then, with a steady hand, he begins to sign. As his pen moves, invisible hands of angels move too. The authority is being transferred, the power is shifting. And because you were unaware of him, this moment will forever mark you. Stay with me. Don't let your heart drift. This is not the time to scroll or to skip. This is the time to let your soul drink in every word. Because the more you listen, the more your inner posture changes, and that is exactly how this miracle lands. The wealthy man has placed one condition on himself, to reveal himself fully to you by October 3rd. This date is not a threat, it is an appointment. It is the culmination of years of silent preparation. He has been writing letters to you that you have not yet read, setting aside resources you have not yet touched, opening doors you have not yet walked through. And now, as you listen, you are being aligned so that when the door opens you will recognize it and step through with courage. Some of you can already feel an inner picture rising. You see a signature, a sealed letter, a key. That is your spirit catching up to what heaven is orchestrating. When power of attorney changes hands, it means that the decisions of one become the decisions of another. This wealthy man is saying, I trust you to make choices I used to make. I trust you to carry what I once carried. This is not merely about money, it is about influence, about authority, about a mantle that heaven has been protecting until you were ready. And you are ready. That is why you are here now, why your eyes are on these words, why your spirit is leaning forward as if it knows something monumental is brushing against your future. Let your heart whisper, even now, I am ready. I receive this. That whisper is not small, it is agreement. Agreement is the key that turns unseen locks. Even as you read this, the lock on that folder is clicking open. Even as you breathe, the angels assigned to this transfer are moving. What was hidden is being unwrapped. What was distant is being drawn near. And you, who thought you were forgotten, are about to become the living proof that unseen kindness can change a life overnight. Stay with me. In the next parts, this story will unfold like a tapestry. Each thread will show you how the wealthy man's journey has been intertwined with yours, how every delay had meaning, how every closed door was a setup for this transfer. Do not miss a word. Do not let your eyes wander. This is your moment under heaven's spotlight. You are being invited into a story larger than your imagination, a story whose next chapter begins with your name written in power you didn't know you carried. Stay with me, for the scene is only just unfolding. The wealthy man has placed before him a document thicker than any contract you've ever seen. He takes one last look at the clock on the wall, as if time itself is holding its breath, waiting to see what he will decide. He knows the world would not understand his choice, but he also knows that destiny does not ask permission. His pen touches the page again, and with every curve of ink, another layer of his authority slips from his hand into yours. He is not giving you scraps, he is transferring the very power that once built empires and shaped families. And even though you don't see him yet, even though you don't know his name, your spirit can already feel that something mighty is breaking open. Do not take this lightly, beloved. This is not just about wealth, it is about responsibility, about a mantle of trust that is falling upon you. Somewhere deep inside, you already sense that you were born for something beyond the ordinary. This message finds you now because heaven knew you would need confirmation before stepping forward. And here it is, that confirmation, that divine nudge, that whisper from eternity that says, yes, this is real. Yes, this is yours. Yes, the timing has come. And right here, in this moment, I want you to pause and declare your agreement. Let your heart not just listen, but respond. Stay with me, don't let your eyes wander, because this is the exact second where your faith is being watered. And when faith meets this divine declaration, miracles cannot help but manifest. So right now, let your heart agree, let your spirit align, and let your voice declare, I am ready, I receive this. Type it boldly in the comments. Do not hide it, for your written words become the keys that unlock unseen doors. Share this so others can be reminded that their surprise is also on its way, because miracles multiply when they are spoken aloud. And subscribe, because this is only the beginning of what heaven is unfolding for you, a journey where every step will reveal another layer of hidden treasure, another revelation of the life that has been waiting for you. Now lean closer, because the story deepens. This wealthy man has been in meetings with lawyers, financial advisors, and men of power, and yet none of them could understand why he kept circling back to your name. He told them, it may not make sense, but destiny rarely does. And with that, he ordered them to draft the transfer papers. They could not argue, because authority does not need an explanation, it only requires a signature. And with that signature, he has pulled you into a realm you never imagined. Beloved, can you feel the weight of this? This is no accident. By October 3rd, the curtains will fully open. The date is not a threat, it is a divine appointment. Heaven itself has chosen this time to show you what was hidden in plain sight. And as you continue with me into the next part, you will begin to see how every delay, every disappointment, every closed door was guiding you here, to this revelation, to this miracle, to this moment. Stay with me, for the story is only stretching its wings. Imagine the wealthy man seated at that great mahogany desk, sunlight falling across his shoulders, papers stacked high like towers of destiny. His advisors murmur questions, but he waves them into silence. His decision is not born of logic, it is born of something deeper, something divine. He remembers the night he saw your name for the first time. It was not in a courtroom, not in a business deal, not in a financial record, but in a vision that kept repeating. He woke with tears in his eyes, whispering a name he had never spoken before, and since then his heart has been restless until this transfer was prepared. You think you are small, that no one truly notices you, but his eyes have been tracing your path for longer than you know. When you walked through storms, he heard about it. When you were rejected, he read reports of it. When you thought no one cared, he was quietly writing in his journal that one day he would find a way to show you how much your existence mattered. That journal now lies open, and in it are the seeds of this very moment. The power of attorney is not just a contract, it is a bridge. It connects his empire with your destiny, his authority with your unfolding purpose. And heaven smiles upon this bridge, for it was drawn on the map of eternity long before you were born. This is why, as you listen now, something inside you is stirring. You may not fully understand, but your spirit is whispering, "Yes, this belongs to me. Yes, I was meant for more." Beloved soul, listen closely. When a wealthy man surrenders his rights, it is not weakness, it is trust. He is saying, "I see in you what the world does not. I see potential where others only saw pain. I see destiny where others only saw delay." And that is why he has signed your name into places you have never stepped, opening doors you never dared to knock upon. Stay with me, because every second is a thread in this tapestry. Do not let your eyes wander, for the vision of what is coming is too precious to miss. October 3rd is the day when hidden things will no longer hide. It is the day when sealed envelopes will be opened, when documents will be revealed, when signatures will breathe new life into your path. And when that day arrives, you will remember this moment, the moment when you first heard that a wealthy man had already decided to place his empire into your hands. Do not rush away. This is not just information, it is impartation. These words are seeds, and as they fall into your heart, they will sprout into courage, into readiness, into recognition when the miracle arrives. You are being prepared, step by step, for a story that would sound impossible if you tried to explain it, yet it will unfold before your very eyes. So let your spirit stay still and steady. Let your heart lean forward. For the wealthy man is not merely giving away, he is fulfilling a vow. And in the next part, the vow itself will be revealed, the promise he made long ago, the reason your name has been circling in his world, and why October 3rd is the turning point etched into your destiny. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal is the very vow that anchors this wealthy man's decision. Years ago, when his life was at a crossroads, he whispered a prayer no one else heard. He asked heaven, if ever I am blessed beyond measure, let me one day place my legacy into the hands of someone pure, someone unprepared by the world but chosen by the divine. And since that night, his empire has expanded, his wealth has multiplied, his influence has stretched into nations, but the vow has never left his heart. It is this vow that is now pulling your name into his story. When he first saw your picture, something inside him trembled. He said quietly, "This is the one. This is who I was waiting for." His advisors thought it madness, but vows are not bound by human reasoning. They are bound by divine timing. And now, the vow he whispered in secret is colliding with your reality in public. That is why, right now, you feel the weight of these words. Because a vow made in the dark is manifesting as a miracle in the light. Beloved, do not let your eyes wander. The clock is ticking toward October 3rd, and heaven is aligning every detail. The documents are almost finalized, the ink is drying, the seal is pressing down. The transfer of power of attorney is not just paperwork, it is a fulfillment of a promise written in eternity. And your name, yes, your very name, has been chosen as the answer to that vow. And here, in this sacred second, I invite you again not just to listen but to declare. Stay with me, because this is the heartbeat of your miracle. Type boldly in the comments, "I am ready, I receive this." Let it echo not just in your room but across the unseen. Share this, because someone else needs to know that heaven still honors vows, and that miracles still find ordinary lives. And subscribe, because this is only the unfolding of the first layer. There are deeper revelations, greater surprises, and more hidden treasures that will be revealed step by step. The wealthy man has even written letters to you, letters no one has seen yet. In them, he tells of how he struggled with loneliness, how he longed to leave his wealth in safe hands, how he asked heaven to guide him. Every letter carries your name, though you have never read them. Soon, they will be delivered. Soon, you will hold in your hands the proof that your life was marked for something extraordinary. Stay steady, for the next part will show you the mystery behind his silence, why he never approached you sooner, why October 3rd was chosen, and why the waiting was not a delay but a divine setup. Do not skip, do not scroll away. Each word is a key, and each key is unlocking the door to the miracle that has already been signed with your name. Stay with me, because now the curtain pulls back on the mystery of his silence. For months, for years, the wealthy man could have revealed himself. He had every resource, every opportunity, every open channel to make himself known. Yet he chose to wait. Why? Because the timing of destiny is more important than the urgency of desire. He understood that if he stepped forward too soon, you might not be ready, you might doubt yourself, you might even reject the gift. So he waited until heaven whispered, "Now." His silence was not neglect, it was protection. Every hidden moment, every delay, every unanswered question was shielding you from distraction and preparing you for recognition. Sometimes, the greatest blessings stay hidden until the soil of the heart is ready to carry their weight. And now, as you hear this, your spirit is stronger than ever, your eyes are sharper, your heart is more open. You are ready. That is why October 3rd has been chosen. It is not just a date on a calendar, it is a divine marker written in the story of time. Beloved, don't let your mind wander. The silence you felt was never emptiness. It was a setup. Behind the scenes, the wealthy man was arranging, calculating, and positioning everything so that when his face is revealed, nothing can block the transfer. The silence was his way of guarding the vow. And now the silence is about to break. Picture him in his office, night after night, looking at your name underlined in his files. He whispered into the darkness, "One day soon, you will understand why I waited." And now, as October 3rd draws near, the weight of that waiting is about to collapse into the fullness of revelation. His hidden presence will become visible proof, and his silence will roar louder than 1,000 speeches. Stay with me, because this unfolding is bigger than finances, bigger than signatures, bigger than papers on a desk. It is about destiny colliding with preparation. It is about heaven's script meeting your chapter. You thought you were overlooked, but the silence was actually heaven hiding you until the right second. And that second is almost here. So, lift your heart. Do not despise the years that felt empty, because those years were the furnace where your spirit was being refined. And do not curse the silence, because it was silence that kept your miracle safe from premature eyes. The wealthy man is stepping out of shadows not because the world pushed him, but because heaven released him. His vow is now ready to be fulfilled, and his silence has reached its end. Beloved soul, the next part will reveal the hidden connection between your bloodline and his story, the thread you never knew was tying you together all along. Stay with me, don't skip, don't scroll. For what you are about to hear will make sense of every unanswered question and will show you why your name has been circling in his world like a star waiting to be noticed.